extracurricular hearing and shit.
That was then. This is now. Now you can hear great.
No, I can't. I got 80% jumping off in the left ear and 95 in the right. I can still, if I move in the right position, you know. So.
Well, don't move in that position. You know what's cool though, man? This is the first podcast we did in a minute, and we ain't had no guests.
Oh yeah.
It's been a minute, man, but you know that's
it's
all.
Like you got the house to yourself now.
I did have the house to myself for about a week, kind of, because when my wife was out of town.
Oh yeah,
The
she
youngest,
back?
oh, she back. The youngest was at her friend's house for the week, so I mean, I had good sleeping quality time for my damn self. I enjoyed it. So, oh yeah, we had. I see the red lights. Fred Potter here.
Amaru.
Just a thought. Jest. Check us out. Thanks for listening. Let me tell you, this week, it's one of those weeks where it's like a good feel-good story on how we started out and how I ended up. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie. I give you much respect and much props because last Saturday we had to shoot here with the part I had in your You're the Church movie, YTC.
YTC here.
YTC movie. And
you're commentator number one.
Yeah, I know, but you know what was cool about that, man? I had no idea how much input it took. All the equipment you brought in the house, you, your lady, and my man, the young cat.
People don't see that's called the well, technically it's called the production, but in context of a movie, it's the pre-production of what you're going to see.
Whatever it was impressive. So I made that decision to start earlier because I was trying to get to a wedding later that day. But before that, no, we won't talk about this production you came up with, man. Because Cliff came from Ann Arbor. What happened was he stayed, because I had the house to myself. I said, just come out the night before and just hang out, man. We got the whole crib. And,
I had a Ferris Bueller jumping.
So he did. So we had we had some drinkies, and we was at the crib, and we make sure we was okay because the next morning, we didn't want to mess up. We didn't want to make sure we was on point. With this Amaru production.
I did a good job.
Make sure we had
I'm editing that scene right now.
Two different wardrobes. So yeah, you did say that.
I'm editing that scene right now. The only thing that I wish we would have done, in addition to, was got some coverage of you guys just sitting at the desk or talking or just after taping or just before taping so that I could put together an intro for the show type thing. I could have extended the scene by adding this intro to your show.
Right.
Y'all look at this, how they do the corny looking, you turn around like you do.
Like it was funny. One of the scenes we had to say, okay, when he says action, we got to act like we're already doing something. So we was doing what we had to do.
It's usually back. You say your background, especially if you have extras, and they'll start moving and talking and doing whatever they doing. And then you say, all right, action. So
well, it worked out, man, and I ain't gonna lie, it's impressive on what you have to do because you make it look easy, man.
That shit ain't easy.
I ain't kissing your ass. I'm just saying you made it look easy. All that equipment, but you said you was gonna be out of here about 10 o'clock. I got here about 7:15. You was out of here about 10 o'clock. We shot 6 scenes on one, I think 3 on the other, and scooped everything up. I vacuumed. Right when y'all left, y'all went and got something to eat, and we was done with that portion of my day. But I wish my man would just be on camera the way he is off camera, because my man is funny as hell.
But sometimes it's like even being a stand-up, you got to get it out the first time, and then the next time it comes easier.
And I'm talking about Cliff.
Yeah.
Funny fella, man, because he was telling me another story. I don't want to bring up the name, but he's a very humorous fella. That's why he was been a guest on the podcast. But he's getting better, man. But he had a tremendous time on here, man. I'm speaking on his behalf because he told me to tell you.
He sent me an email back. Man. Was it last night? Maybe this morning.
Yeah, but I went from there, and you took your ribs home. The red finally get a couple of bones of those ribs, man. Finally, real quick, man, because I know.
No, I don't think she.
See,
did.
That's messed up. This just a thought, listeners, man. Amaru could eat just rare. He could eat a slab and a half without having no size.
Come on, man.
I'm just keeping it real.
I don't need no size. That just fill you up.
But how do you eat just
and keep you from the rib?
Just
the
meat.
the most important. It's called barbecue. It ain't called side cue.
Yeah, but point taken. But still, man, you gotta have something to offset the taste of the rib.
Man, I'm there. And if I'm coming to an all-you-can-eat barbecue restaurant, I don't need no salad.
You have to pay more.
I don't need no salad. I don't need no dessert. I don't need no pop. Give me some water because the pop, the carbonation gonna help fill us the space. I don't need fill.
Well, you did everything you just said. Didn't need none of that shit except the rib, man. But we wrapped that up, man, and I had to. What happened was my nephew, Corey. He was getting married last second. 3 week preparation.
How was that flight?
I'm gonna get to that. 3 week preparation for this wedding in Newport Beach, California, which is kind of a long way to go for 3 week preparation. But what happened? I love my wife. This is why I love my wife. A woman makes you better. A better man makes you make. She may take the lead on emotional decisions that you may not see, the forest for the trees or the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. It was a quick decision. So, like I said, whatever family members could make it, for whatever reason they couldn't, that's their reasons. She made sure that I thought it through. And, before long, she already had the tickets for me because he needed his son to be there.
Right.
So I took his son, little 10-year-old. I didn't even know I was going to have little man there the whole weekend and little 10-year-old. But the flight, I ain't going to lie, I'm flying Spirit. I didn't want to become a Spirit. But you know what? The takeoff was good. But the only thing was you can't recline. And you just sitting there for 4 hours and some change.
An airline's name can't be Spirit, man. It can't be. What's the
it
other
can't
one?
Be value, Chad.
Right. None of them.
No value. I don't want to.
If anything, that's got to be the strongest sounding name.
Like
the most confident name. I'm not getting on no Spirit.
It should be called. The same as called Please.
Right. That projection.
Called Please, and they don't give you anything. I don't care. We pay. It was a nice straight flight, Detroit to LAX, which is another story, man. I ain't gonna lie, LAX, man, it's ridiculous.
It's a beast, but it ain't worse. It ain't worse. It ain't as bad as Atlanta. You ever been to Atlanta Airport?
I've been there, but
that's a city. You gotta catch a train to get out that motherfucker. Damn. You got to catch a train from the airport. The airplane.
That's how Chicago is now.
No, Atlanta got them.
I'm sure they do.
I thought I was you still in the.
Atlanta's close enough. Atlanta's close enough to drive. I would drive to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
because I'm not a big fan of flying because I like to be in control of the vehicle I am in.
Absolutely.
I'm not a very good passenger.
Hit the ground.
So
the earth might hit the plane.
But we was flying over a little bit of water, and we left it. We left a little later, and I had a little 10-year-old with me, but he was sitting in the middle, and we were sitting next to a Vietnamese lady, very nice lady, cute little young lady, and her 1-year-old. And I was like, "Is this your first baby?" No, the baby's at home. Oh, this is a 1-year-old. She had a 6-week-old. Do the math. A 1-year-old and a 6-week-old. The 1-year-old was just swollen. Oh yeah. So they was doing what they do, but she was real cool. And it turns out she was on the same flight coming back, but she was sitting on. We didn't have the same seats, but we get there, right? Newport Beach, and I was told we'd have transportation to get from LAX to Newport Beach. It was like 35 miles, and normally it takes maybe an hour and a half, hour 10 minutes. LA traffic, but we was getting there 12 o'clock. So we get to the car rental. We get to the car rental, and the bride's father was catching the same flight from Detroit. So we had a chance to conversate, and he told me that we wasn't going to have no transportation. We had to make it ourselves, which was fine, but I was told something different. So he was haggling with this lady at the car rental, and I'm not going to get the name, but she was pretty cool. She had that accent.
Some of mine.
She was not feeling him. She was feeling me because she said, "Oh, you a little younger, Poppy." She was talking. She had that accent, and I wasn't flirting with her, but she was sure flirting with me. And she got us to get a full size because she knew we was in a wedding party.
Right.
And she tried to get us some. This is where she messed up at. She got us because you can't pay toll. They got toll roads out there. You don't pay cash no more. Ain't nobody there. You got to have a PayPal or something to do. You live in California, you got a PayPal or whatever discount, whatever you got.
It's rare that I hit a toll out there.
It's
yeah.
in there. Yeah, it's rare. So that's my point. So end up we get the rental car and we get to the hotel, the Newport Beach Renaissance, very nice hotel. And at this point, it's like midnight, 3 o'clock Michigan time, 12 o'clock LA time, and the reservations was there, but we had no keys. The to-be bride took all the keys to the reservations and said leaving them at the desk. So at this point, we some brothers in the Renaissance. This is Lottie Downtown in Newport Beach, right? So no, I'm upset because you traveling a while. I had no chance to sit down and think for a minute. I don't sit down and think in the airport. I sit down and think after I pine saw my establishment where I'm gonna sit down and think at. So that compounded with I'm kind of tired, and I'm trying to be cool because I got an elderly fellow who's a very nice fella, but we got the rental car. It cost us more, and I got it in my name because I ain't no passenger, so I'm driving. So long story short, we ended up going to IHOP. I didn't eat. I got the 10-year-old. I got to feed him $14 for IHOP in Newport Beach. So we get that taken care of. Then the hotel that he was supposed to be at, I thought he was going to be with me at the same hotel. No, his keys didn't work. He was 8 miles away. I had to take him 8 miles away in the rental car. Mind you, I didn't know I was going to get a rental car. So that's a plus, right? That's a plus. How else was he gonna get there? Uber. So he gets there. The next morning's the wedding. The next day's the wedding. That's in the afternoon. So I finally, get in the room, and he comes. The guy that delivered the damn keys to the room, he delivered in a nice Mercedes-Benz van. I was like, that van could have picked us up from the airport. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point of my room.
So you said the planning
was could have been better.
Could have been better.
But it was 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks, okay? It was 3 weeks.
Okay.
So the next day, I still got the 10-year-old, right? I got to eat this at this point. So I'm like, okay, I got up early. I'm on Michigan time. I slept 3 hours. We go to IHOP. I finally give me a breakfast. Little fella could eat. That dude could eat. Little man could eat. 10-year-old CJ. Shout out to CJ. CJ could eat.
Whole pieces of it. Looking at everybody else's.
I ain't going to say he was looking at my plate, but he did wink. He did wink at my plate a little bit. So we get that taken care of. Then he finally.
Why you taking so long?
Right. Yeah, I would have finished that by now.
Right.
So we had a conversation with a guy back me. We had kids, whatever. But long story short, he gets to his dad's hotel resort, Marriott. Man, that was sweet, dude. That was sweet. It had the nice cabana pool, and back there the cabanas, and it had the golf course. And back of that, and the back of that, it had the ocean. Man, that was sweet. So I'm geared up for the wedding. Now, what happened was, Myra, I was supposed to be wearing a white hat, white shirt, white jeans, and white new felines. But somebody told me, do not wear white to a wedding. Not all white. That's not proper. So
I've done it before. I don't go to weddings no more.
Well, I had to go to this one because, I just had to go to this one. But I didn't want to wear all white since that was put in my ear. So I had another hat. So I wore my tan hat, and I kept the white jeans on, and I had a tan shirt. It was light tan, like Miami Vice tan, what I mean? Right. But I decided, this is where I messed up at. I had on some white socks and some brown flip-flops. Yeah, flip-flops. So I wore flip-flops to a wedding. But we was on a yacht. This is my reasoning, man. I wore flip-flops because we on a boat. Now, I don't want to have on shoes on a boat. Just in case I fall over or something happens, big waves, I can flip-flop that shit right off, and I ain't got to worry about no shoes. Right. You can't paddle in no shoes. Right. But it wasn't proper for a wedding, I guess. Hindsight's 20/20 like a motherfucker. Right. I should have wore the white hat with the tan shirt, still Miami Vice shirt, the white jeans and the white new felines. But that's not the point.
For the flip-flops, so the flip-flops flop.
The flip-flops kind of flop because I look kind of goofy. My home dog dogged me, man.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to picture them. Like, did you have some fly flops?
There was nice flops. I mean, there was cool flops. I mean, they didn't, nobody.
I can envision it. Like, you got a flying little casual suit on, white, whatever, and then some fly flops that match. You know what I'm saying? You on a boat.
They match, but I think what threw people off was the white socks. The white socks were flops, I guess.
Oh, you have socks on with the flop? Oh, you was supposed to go. See, I can't do that no more because my toes got issues.
You got monkey toes, but I don't want to. That's not the point. That's not the point. Bad, my bad. I don't know why I said that, bro.
I do, man. My shit look rough.
I ain't never seen your toes, but I can imagine.
Ooh, they look rough.
Yeah.
They look like they been here before.
But you know, it was one of those weddings on a yacht. So, but this is the capper. When I get to the hotel to where my nephew was, I had to drive over there, right? And I had to get that rental car. So the rental car turned out to be, I got a full size, which was a good deal because we needed every seat filled to get to the dock to get to the yacht. I didn't know I was going to be the designated driver. Now, normally, you know me. You know me. I like to have, when I'm on vacation, I wake up, brush my teeth, set up shop, make sure I got something to eat, and I'm drinking. Right. I don't get drunk, I just get nice. Only time I get drunk is I'm going to a Michigan State game, tailgate, whatever. That's besides the point. But the point being, I get nice. But the point being is, I had to DD that time. I had to be the designated driver. I got a 10-year-old with me, my groom. The groom and the groomsmen, like 40. We was riding 5 deep in Newport Beach, which is notorious for, for DUIs, and we riding 4 or 5 deep, brothers. Come on.
Oh, yeah, y'all was waving tickets.
Come on, man. Come on.
Y'all should have just had, a white flag on the antenna on the outside.
Exactly. Say, yeah, niggas. And we in a Kia. Oh, yeah. I want to see it in a Kia. We're gonna stop you in a Kia. We was in a Kia of full size Kia. It was nice actually.
Okay. Yeah, I can't roll in nothing called a Kia. I can't.
I did
before. It was.
Well, I had. Can we move forward amicably? All right. So I knew at then I had to be the designated driver. So I only had one Jameson on the rocks. I let it be watered down, but I knew it was going to be a long night. I like to, if I'm going to a wedding, I want to be able to hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, got this place.
Right. So we paid $10 a park and get on the boat, yacht, very nice yacht. We weren't the only people on the yacht, but the wedding went great. Couple of issues with that.
You wasn't the only people on the yacht. There was another party on the yacht.
Yeah, but there was a wedding. There was some other people on the yacht, but there was a nice addition. Very lovely additions, nice couples, but it was a big yacht. The Michigan Princess, basically like that, bigger and nicer. No disrespect.
About when you say Michigan Princess.
There's a little boat they have go up down the river here in Lansing, but never mind, man. Never mind. So let's just forget about that part. Okay. Just think of a boat that's big, that's more than Gilligan and Ginger, Marianne, Skipper, and Mr. Howell. There's different folks on there. Okay. But the wedding party was maybe 20 deep. All brothers and sisters, which is cool, but Newport Beach. So I preface that because I'm saying this. I did a toast because they had people talk, and I did a toast. I welcomed the girl to the family, lovely lady, Tasha.
They wanted to hear from you at that point with the flip-flops on?
You know what? I opened myself up with those flip-flop jokes because
they taking you serious.
They was taking me serious because I was cool. I was Uncle Fred. They kept calling me Uncle Fred. I might as well act like the uncle with damn flip-flops on with white socks. I was Uncle Fred. All right. Even the lady with the never mind, man. I was Uncle Fred. So I did the toast and all that, and everything was good. But I ended it because, like I said, we are in Newport Beach. It's not popular with the brothers and the sisters. We on a yacht. All I saw was black people in front of me. And I basically said, it's good to see us in a happy light versus a funeral. Welcome to the family, and blah, blah, blah. I ended it by saying, I don't see nothing white here, no white people here except on the cruise ship out there. Now, to the average person, that sounds, it could be negative. I don't say racist because a black man can't be racist because I don't have no superiority over nobody. Right. But my point was, my wife she heard that. She was like, well, that could sound like it's negative. Now, mind you, my wife is white. So I knew what I didn't mean, but the way how social media is. So the lady that posted it, very nice lady, she's the new mother-in-law of my nephew. She, I kind of asked her if she could take that down because I thought it was more personable. I thought the people at the wedding should hear what I said, not the people on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
But you know they're going to record.
Yeah,
somebody record.
But at least give me the chance to say, could you please take that down? And she was cool, and she did, and she was on the flight when we, coming back. Coming back was a little nervous, too, because I didn't know. I'm like, hey, it's my time to go. It's my time to go. But I had to keep the little 10-year-old, and he didn't understand sometimes. I didn't know I was going to keep him the whole time. He didn't understand
But I bet that was a great help to.
It was a great help, man. Let me tell you, Fred being Fred, I was the right man for the job.
Right.
I'll just put it like that. I spent more money than I expected. My patience was tested, and it made me a better person. It made me a better uncle. Okay. It made me a better great uncle, and it made me a better person to deal with adversity as well. Because sometimes I say this every podcast, without no struggle, there is no progress, no matter what small struggle it is.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But the flip flops didn't help. But the flip flops was funny because I was Uncle.
Now they either got to be flyer or don't wear flip flops.
I was Uncle Fred, man. But the trip was a success because it was a beautiful ceremony. It was really ritzy. I got my name on the shot glass.
That's what's up.
No, they got their names on the shot glass. They had a name on cigars. They did cigars. My nephew, he got a beautiful bride. He married to a lovely family. The father-in-law, great fella. I didn't really know him until we got to the airport. Then we drove together. He was like, "Man, you really know how to drive in L.A." That's right, because I'm a comic. I know how to drive all over the country. I know how to deal with different situations, but turned out the negativity that sometimes you build upon yourself, that is so unimportant to the big damn picture.
Right.
I didn't think I needed a full size vehicle, but we needed that full size vehicle, and I had to be the DD to make us home, make everybody happy, get back home, get back to their designated. Because she rented about 3 or 4 different hotels. In that area, because her friend worked for Renaissance, so there was a different hotels around the area, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 miles. 8 would be in the longest, of course. That's the first night I had to take them the farthest, 8 miles away. Right. But it turned out to be great, man. I don't know if
sometimes them unexpected situations, But I don't do weddings. Don't invite me to no wedding because I'm not putting on no suit.
I didn't put on no suit, man. I had on. It was casual.
Most of all, I'm not putting on no shoes.
And again, it was
uncomfortable shoes.
It was casual.
Divorced in 2 years.
It was casual, I just didn't want to mess up anything. I had to bite my tongue on a couple of things because there's a couple of things that was said that I thought was inappropriate, especially when families involved. When it comes to how do we got from the airport to the hotel. But you know what? Like I said, it turned out we needed a vehicle. And Fred was on the case. I didn't care. I'm blessed. I want to be like, fuck out of here. But I didn't. I made that lemonade out of lemons, basically.
That's what's up.
Man. But it was a nice mini vacation. Made it to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. We didn't go to the original one. And
I know
that's in Pasadena. We never made it.
That.
This one was nice, man. I ain't gonna lie. We because the bathroom was out. They had outhouses in the side.
Oh, did they?
It was good. I got to see my niece, and she had one of her BFFs from Texas. She came up. As a matter of fact, she left her shades in the rental vehicle. It's sweet ass shades, $50 in the back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna send it to my niece, but she's gonna get into it. But we got a good chance to hang out with my niece, and we ended up going down to the Chinese theater, whatever.
Chinese theater.
Yeah, that one. The nephew, the 10-year-old, he's still with me. He's still in the hip pocket.
I was there at a premiere there.
Yeah, that was nice. You know what's funny? I bought a CD from the lady. They was in this little chocolate factory getting some chocolate. I was standing outside just waiting for him. I didn't feel like going in there. And, hagglers. Old sister walked by me. She gave me a CD. She said, I'll take anything you give. She said, I'll take anything you give in my room. Anything you give. I was just, man, okay, get away from me. Here's $5. Ooh, I usually get $6. If you don't get away from me, if you don't get your ass away from me.
Here,
she was serious too.
I was getting off a train when I hit LA. I was going there for something, and I was going to the rental car, so the dude at the rental car place was helping me with my luggage, and so we had to walk across this area that connected to the where they had the actual cars at, and I see this dude. He had nothing but trash bags as clothes on, like his whole body was covered in trash bags, and then he had like a couple carts, obviously homeless, and I'm like. Because I've been homeless before, so I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh damn, this is like it was just a culture shock when I got back there. It was like, bow. As soon as I get there, I just see just tragedy. So I was like, hey man, hold my stuff real quick. and pull out my money, and so I'm about to give this cat $20, and the dude telling me, "You don't want to do that." No, you know, I'm like, "Hey man, I've been homeless before, man. He needs something, you know." I say, "Hey man, hey." He turned around, looked at me, and "Hey man, here you go, man." And he looked at that $20. He said, "Man, I don't want your fucking money." I was like,
What?
Yeah, I was like, but I'm thinking to myself, but do you see what you got on?
He could be a millionaire. You never know.
Them hefty cent sacks, them motherfuckers expensive. There's some hefty bags you wear. They ain't no just regular old, you know, Dollar General garbage bag. You got the hefty cent sack. Kick on $20 bill.
You see, I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
He was offended.
I
man.
love Lansing.
I hate it.
Compared to seeing all that shit, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Love the big
I see so many people walking down the street just talking to themselves.
Yo, man, I'd rather be able to do something
don't make
3,
eye
4 o'clock
contact
in the morning than for the whole city.
See, you don't sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in my 5th, 6th dream.
But not
3
me,
o'clock,
man.
exactly.
I'm looking at the screen editing.
You know what's cool though? You know what's cool at the wedding on the yacht. The father of the bride, he had some son that lives out there. Something like that. Anyway, 17-year-old. He's a filmographer. He's in filmography. His name is Amari.
Okay.
He's 17-year-old, and I told him about your accomplishments. He was very impressed. I said, "Hey man, you need to look up blah, blah, blah." So you may get a Facebook request from him. His name is Amari. He was really cool, man. He's in film school right now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
what school
yeah.
Going to?
I don't know, but he's like a little John Singleton. He's in USC, I believe.
USC?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe it's USC.
I used to go.
He did the video. He did the filmography of that. So.
Okay. I used to hang out there during the day sometimes. During one of my many escapades.
I used to hang out at the post office too. I didn't work there.
Right, I didn't go to school there.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
My boy used to.
Funny as shit to
my
me.
boy used to work there, so and I didn't have any place to go. Sometimes during the day, and I need to use some Wi-Fi. I go there and hang out in the conference area, and or by his offices or whatever. Sometimes, but I was there quite a bit, man.
I mean, so anyway, that was my adventure. After that, and then got back home, and happy to say, my wife was on her cruise. That's what I love about it. She was saying, "You know what, I'd love for you to be home when I get back from my cruise," but I wasn't. My daughters were going to Cedar Point, and my wife got back the next day, so I was in California. Actually, her plane was coming back one way, and I was going the other way. It would have been something if our planes was doing some crazy shit. Fred Potter and his wife, Penny Potter, on 2 different flights, film on 11. That's strange as shit. Anyway, she did her thing, but so I didn't see her for 2 weeks. So when we finally, she picked me up in the airport. I had little CJ still with me, and I dropped him off, and then we barely made it home, got in the shower. Then we had a 3.4 Richter scale because 2 people seeing this.
Right.
Yeah, we was fucking.
Right.
So we had to do our thing, man. And nobody was here. I sounded like Eddie Murphy and Boomerang. Like, yeah, toes curling and shit. There was screaming going on. Shit, wasn't that shit? It was so nobody here, so it was whoever. I was screaming.
That
So
12 play going down. All right, man.
Shit, I'm down to about 3 plays. Fuck that. 12 play my ass. So that was fun. We got back and did that thing, but so let's talk about some good deeds. I like to do good, and that's what I did. So that's why I brought that up. So I can't be topped by Robert F. Smith, the billionaire.
Yeah. You talking about the dude that paid off tuition? Yeah, man.
400 students.
Can you imagine?
Off. That's about
I read an article where somebody had just transferred from
2 years
that school
he went there,
because he didn't want to incur the debt of.
He went there for 2 years and incurred $60,000 already. But it's in a review of whether he's going to be eligible to have his $60,000 written off, because you know what, he's trying to save his family some headache, some heartache.
Right.
And then that happens.
He should be eligible.
He should be eligible, but he didn't graduate.
No.
He's not graduating from Morehouse. He transferred. It was an article. I can't remember his name. I don't have the paper with me. That's terrible.
Man.
Yeah, but he should be eligible for that because, to me, and some people are equating that to your 40 acres and a mule. At first, you're like, no, but think about that. You graduate from college, you got at least $60,000, $70,000 sometimes, depending on the college and depending on what you're going for. You're already starting off in debt. That's like a house payment.
Right.
So whatever job you get from that, you paying that back. Now
you paying that back if you don't have kids.
Damn the good one. Damn the mule. The acres is what's gonna make your money because you could always
but that's
multiply
all.
that.
Multiply 40 acres and a mule is guaranteed. That's something that you ain't got to work for or do anything with until you want to. With
like a college degree.
With the college degree, it's a 50-50 shot because I know motherfuckers rolling joints. On
but
diploma.
it's so much less stress, if you will, and you make sure that degree work for you. You better have a strong.
So, but I know a lot of people.
I'm just saying in general. Let's keep positive. Let's keep moving amicably forward with this. Assuming they go.
I'm just it never made sense to me.
I hate you right now. Right? I hate you right now.
Incur hundreds of thousands of dollars to get education, so you can go ahead and work for $12 an hour. It doesn't make any sense.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't go to college either. I could have went for half price at Michigan State, but I knew I wasn't college material. I barely got through high school.
I got a joke about that. Buy a boat. Your kid is stupid. Quit encouraging him to go to college. So you got to pay and work some overtime. Go buy a boat. You earned it. He was probably bad as hell anyway. You feel like you're supposed to say and encourage. You go to college, be anything. You know he can't spell. You want him to go to Spelman.
Spelman and spell. Good one.
You know he can't read. You just spend so much money on tutors. You know what a college tutor gonna cost your ass? Save your money, buy a boat.
You're gonna be paying more for the tutor than you are for the school.
Right. Take his ass to Chuck E. Cheese. Call one of your friends. He got a janitor opening.
Let him stutter it out.
Right. That's when you tell them, hey, if it's double jeopardy, they a girl and they ugly. You just, hey, the military is recruiting.
Hey, but you know what I noticed out of this whole 3 or 4 days? I didn't have any sons, and I know why. I don't think I would have had any patience to have a son. I love little man. We had a great time. I ain't gonna bullshit you, but I didn't know. Again, he was like, "Oh, where did they go?" I mean, I was like, "Man, they were on their honeymoon. How come I can't go on their honeymoon?" Well, and I pulled up Bang Bros, and I said, "Look, this is what he's doing to him right now." And he's like, "Damn, Daddy, killing it." I'm kidding, but of course, I was like, "Look,
you were putting some of them real awkward."
I had to explain things to him, but I was smooth as hell, man. I said, "Man, you want to go swimming?" He said, "Yeah," and he forgot his trunks, so he had to use my trunks. And then I took him swimming. There was nobody in the hotel swimming except my great grand nephew CJ. And I got video of this shit. He had a good time. The boy can't swim for shit. We had a good time in it. He had a good time in the pool.
You just had to be uncle for real.
Yeah, I was like, look, man, don't go in there 5 feet because I can't jump in. I ain't gonna jump in. I'll scream loud for your ass, but I can't jump in.
I had a couple good uncles like that on both sides of the family. One was Uncle Dave. He used to take me and my brother. We was the only grandkids. So when we was little, he used to take me and my brother and do all that uncle shit. Take us for the weekend or the week. And
just hanging, just kicking.
Just hanging. He was spending money. I mean, just because I was the first grandkid.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us in the whole family.
He came with $20. He went back home with $20. Go ahead, tell your story.
Yeah.
Right. I ain't gonna spend a little $20.
Right. Yeah, he did it up, and then we had another uncle on my mama's side who did that uncle-y shit. I call it Uncle Lee.
Uncle Lee. He had the flip flops with socks on. He had to.
he would come and take us to like the dunes. He'd take us to do white people
shit.
Doing shit. He would take us camping and shit like that. do shit that white people do, and introduce us to other worlds.
Introduce it to you so you won't look at it as doing white people shit.
Yeah, right.
That's how I look at
it. Right. But at that time, it was white people. Yeah, white people do this.
Right,
you see this on TV.
Yeah. Ain't no brothers doing that.
Ain't no brothers.
Like there was no brothers in Newport Beach.
Right? Huh?
There was no brothers in Newport Beach except our party.
Also, it's called Newport Beach.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it was la-di-da.
It wasn't Newport cigarettes. It was Newport Beach.
Right? It's like, man, did we bite off this? No.
He thought it was gonna be a bunch of black dudes running around with.
No, I knew because the family he married into, she's very nice.
I met her.
She does her thing, man.
Yeah, I met her.
She does her thing, and the little bit of time that they had to do this, it turned out excellent. I ain't gonna lie.
Was it a traditional wedding or was what was?
I don't even know what a traditional wedding is.
Oh, I don't either. That's what I'm asking.
It was one of those weddings where I've never been on the yacht.
It was a preacher there.
Oh, there was somebody there talking.
Oh, you couldn't tell what denomination it was.
No, I don't. And the only thing that was missing to me was a microphone system, so everybody. But Fred Potter, you could hear his ass talking on that thing. I'm like, whoa, hold on, this is private. I mean, I just think I don't know. Social media sometimes is not something for certain things. That's all.
Social media has ruined society.
On certain aspects, it does.
It's made people really stupid and yeah.
I just feel some type of way about that. But anyway, I met some nice people.
Apparently,
I met some very nice people. My man, the father, his new father-in-law, he has a record store in Flint.
He has a what?
Record store in
Flint.
Okay,
all right.
Older gentleman, but he was leaving to see his other daughter in Texas, and.
What's the record store called?
I can't remember the name, man. I knew that was the next name, the next question, but my bad. It's called that shit that plays record store. No, but I'm touching base with him for sure, and it's funny because, like I said, they all call me Uncle Fred, and he had a piece of paper on that car rental. His daughter made the car rental for him, and two numbers was on there. This other lady and my number. And under my name was Uncle Fred. I'm like, this mug gonna call me Uncle Fred as well.
They spread it around.
So for some reason, those flip-flops and white socks was very valid and appropriate for the occasion. The wedding.
Right, but who validated it?
Me. Me being called Uncle Fred by everybody and their cousin.
So, but you gonna be that story. You know what I'm saying? Like when they tell about the wedding, oh, remember the wedding.
But I don't know if they was even noticing.
They be like, remember Uncle Fred, what he had on
the only one that said anything was the bride when I started dancing, because everybody had their little turn of dancing when I was dancing. She said, oh, you going to dance in flip-flops? That's all I got. But nobody else said nothing except the pictures I took. My partner called me out.
They just talking about you. Like, oh, you see, you got flip-flops? Who uncle is that?
Uncle Fred. That was Uncle Fred.
Some memes out there right now that say, somebody come get your uncle.
But that MF was regulating. He was being Fred, did everything he had to do. So fuck.
I bet.
Fuck out of here. That's
you might have started something. Somebody else gonna go to me personally, I'm going to moccasins, or don't invite me. I'm not putting on no tight ass.
Oh yeah.
I'm not putting on no tight. And I wouldn't do that to anybody else. I'm not. If I had a wedding, I'm not inviting people and telling them wear suits. My wedding gonna be something to.
I think your wedding should be whatever the hell you want it to be.
I'm not wearing no suit, man. I'm not doing that, and I'm not asking people to be uncomfortable for my ass. And I ain't gonna even do it. I'm not putting on no tight shoes. I did that already, and then he got divorced a year and a half later.
No, I think this one's gonna be strong. We got to see some interesting things in LA. It's been like 13, 14 years since I've been out there, and if I had extra time,
it's been that long.
Yeah, I would have taken my man CJ to Anaheim to go to Disney World, but it was Disneyland. Yeah, you're right. But the congestion on 405. I ain't gonna lie, the 405 the whole time.
You just
OJ, go, OJ, go. That's the whole time going on. I was like, was he going down here?
You just named one highway.
I know the 10, but the 405
all of them.
But that was the main one from the airport to my exit 8 to get to Newport Beach, man. But I ain't gonna lie, I like going out of town, but I like coming home. And to be honest with you, after having a vacation with your lady for 23 years, wife for 3, and same lady though, and then with your
wife
kid,
for 23.
No, wife for
3.
She been my lady for 23 years, wife for 3.
Oh, y'all just okay.
We've been together for 23 years, but we've been married
yeah.
for 3. But my point being is, after being on vacation with that long, seeing a wedding, and then of course you're gonna miss your wife, And then it was cool because some young cats that asked me, where you from? Because I had fun. I'm Fred. I didn't have to be toasty. I was a DD, but I still had to have fun. I ain't got to get drunk to have fun. I could get noise and still have fun. But they was asking me advice as far as marriage. It's like, what's your secret? I was like, you know what? I made a joke about it as far as we play sex games, go to Meyer, walk in, have a black dress on, turn around, have a speech impediment. Hey, what's up? Yeah. No, that ain't the point. I just said, you know what? There's no secret. Either it's not about secrets. It's about good and bad. It's about knowing right from wrong. If you do something and you married or you got a lady significant other, then you're doing wrong. So make that decision, because once you bust that nut, there ain't no turning back. Whether it's in her or it's in that condom, you busted a nut off of somebody that ain't your lady. So either you love her or you don't. And he was listening like he was eating popcorn. Actually, he didn't have none, but that's how he was looking at me. But I like that. I'm giving advice to somebody, and I'm getting real advice too. Like, look, man, I do miss my. I wish my lady was here. He was like, man, really? I was like, that's how it started. I was like, man, how do you do that? I was like, man, this is, why is it so cool for brothers to brag when they cheat on their ladies? That's not cool to me. I think it's better when you telling a young brother, look, man, stay faithful to your lady, because that's where it messes up everything. If you ain't faithful, she gonna know. She can smell if you ain't faithful. I know.
I think vice versa. You know something but it's the bottom line is all about trust.
It's all about trust.
You got.
For instance, when she went on, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, but she went on a cruise. Somebody asked me, "You let your wife go on a cruise by herself?" Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Why would I?
She told on herself. She don't trust herself.
Right.
The lady that's questioning me.
Right.
So go ahead.
If you think somebody gonna steal from you, you might steal from them.
Yep. So what was you gonna say?
I'm just saying, it's all about trust. If you don't, I'm not gonna spend my time worrying about what the fuck you doing on the boat. I got shit to do.
That make you stroke.
I ain't got time for all that.
Man, you live your life.
Until I see that shit go down. Then you can go looking for that shit and find and see some shit that seems to be what you done already created in your head, but it's really not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
You done already created, and it only take a couple things for you to see for it to validate what you done created in your head, and then find out it ain't nothing like what you done created in your head. It's some more other shit, some legitimate shit.
And I done fucked up now.
Now you done fucked up. I did that to this one girl, man. She was fine. Oh man, she was fine. Most beautiful.
So you're saying she was fine?
Man, she was the most beautiful thing ever in life, and she liked me.
Hey, Red.
And she was a college student, and it was a long ass time.
I got you still.
And she was at college. This beautiful, man. She is. Anyway.
Okay, she had a big booty. Let's go.
Nah, she was just, so anyway. So cell phones was newer, and what happened was this was being insecure. Like we had been messaging back and forth, just nonstop, just digging each other, whatever. And one day it stopped. It was like a couple hours have passed. I'm like, hey, what's going on here?
Your battery low?
Right. Another 30 minutes. Your battery, how you doing?
Question mark.
All right. 10 minutes passed. Hey, is it me?
Man.
You start doing all that. 5 more minutes passed. The whole day passed. And I was just in a panic. I'm like, oh, is it something I said? Is it my age? What is it? Is it me?
I could brush my teeth longer.
Right. But it had to be the next morning sometime. I'm in shambles. And then I get this message. It was like, you remember in, what's that movie?
There's a lot of movies out there. Be more specific.
Swingers. And he kept leaving the message, that same shit. But via text message, it was like, don't ever call me again.
She said, this dude's psycho.
She said, my phone fell in a bucket of water at my job. You know, and so I had to wait for it to dry out instead of third because it didn't work.
And in the meantime,
and so by the time she plugged her phone back up, here go a bunch of my messages. Beep, 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 beep. She had to buy 100 of them, man.
So that fine.
And it wasn't like I never. Fine. It wasn't like I never had.
Was she fine?
You're right. It wasn't like I ain't never had any beautiful women before.
Well, clean up.
I thought like this girl was like.
Yeah, she was fine enough to where you got paranoid to where. Damn.
Man, looky here. I'm like somebody that snatched a famous rapper. She started dating a famous rapper though. I was kind of hurt.
So,
by that,
would you want a fine 10 or a cool 7? Because
I'd rather have a cool 7.
Because 10s, you got to worry about too much unless she just faithful.
But even then, I would still. If I can't trust her, I don't care if she's 7 or 10. So.
Good point.
But that whole fine thing is, I mean, instantly she insecure.
Like it's like, for instance, like
a lot of fine women are insecure.
Who is a movie star? Who would you like to hang out with? Like, you know, a lady. Who you like? Man, I like one night with her. That type. Hypothetically speaking.
Oh man, it's been a while since I had that question posed to me.
I'm just saying.
What's her name?
Who do you fantasize?
She used to date Edward Norton, or was married to him. She was in.
I don't believe if you can't remember the girl's name.
Yeah, but I haven't been asked this question. I don't, in a while.
What the fuck that got to do with anything?
I haven't thought about that.
You ain't thought about who you would want to smash?
I didn't want to.
That's in Hollywood.
I'll go fuck her.
I'm just saying in general, somebody on TV that. Ooh,
right, I'm trying to think of her name. Spanish chick.
The girl with teeth?
Spanish chick. She was.
Oh, you talking about the one, the girl that got lips too?
With Edward Norton.
Sophia.
Nope. But she fine too.
Yeah.
I like her. No. She was in From Dusk to Dawn. She was the.
You talking about?
You know what I'm talking about? She was the.
She was also in
the vampire.
She was also Adam Sandler's lady in Grown Ups.
Yes. Her. I can't think of her name.
I know who I know you're talking about.
Normally I'd rattle it off.
What would you rather have, the fantasy of her or have a disappointment of her? Because that sounded fucked up.
I kind of understand what you're saying.
I wouldn't want to fulfill that fantasy for the fear I'd be disappointed. I love the aspect of not getting.
I take the risk of being disappointed.
No, well, understood. I would never. First of all, there ain't a woman in the world that's in Hollywood that I would want other than who I'm with now, because that's who I'm with now.
Right.
But the fantasy, I don't want to fuck it. Like my mom used to be Janet Jackson back like when she was 30, not
before
50,
she started.
Not 53-year-old Janet.
Right.
Like, where's your nose?
Right. No, she trying to look like. I think Michael and Janet the same person.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it is.
Don't say that. Otherwise, and I just wanted to get with my. No, stop playing. Play too much. I'm just saying, I would never have wanted to get in that position with Janet. I don't want to be on that foreplay album with her. I don't want to be that person in the audience that she brought up on stage and grinding where I'm like, oh, Janet, you kind of musty right now because you didn't dance. You know what I'm saying? That fantasy would have messed me up. I want to have Janet as right.
Used to be with what's her name? She was the first to win.
You can't remember this person's name either.
Vanessa Williams.
Okay.
Vanessa Williams. Until I seen her without makeup,
Playboy.
I was like, oh. She was behind the scenes on the Oprah show. Yeah. Oprah Winfrey had her show.
Yeah.
It destroyed my world.
You know what's funny about makeup? I had a conversation with a lady.
Destroyed my world.
I had a conversation with this lady that I know today, and she has low self-esteem. She has a beautiful figure. She's 58 years old, but she has a beautiful figure to be her age. And she's a beautiful person. Her soul is beautiful. If I had to, I need a ride here, and no funny stuff going on. Never had that look at her. She's married, and she know I'm married. Love Penny, like her husband. Good dude. But she doesn't have any confidence because she thinks she's ugly. She wears no makeup or anything. I said, you know what? I see the beauty behind what you're doing because you just act like you don't care. Can you imagine the people that you think is beautiful that didn't care? If they didn't come out with makeup on, You just as beautiful then. Plus, you got a nice body for 58 years old. When I say nice body, I mean she has a lovely figure for somebody 58. Now, me saying that sounds really weird because she's 58 years old. But she had nobody in her life tell her she's a beautiful person. She thinks it's all in her. It's all in her
makeup because that's what that's what society expects of them,
and that's bullshit.
And to compete, these magazines,
and that's bullshit.
Right? I've always been attracted to women who don't wear makeup, but I want to see first of all, I want to wake up with the same person I went to bed with. Right.
Like wake up like, oh no,
you
go to bed with Janet Jackson, wake up with Freddie Jackson.
Right. Like, I don't like that. And what are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me to keep it real. And you done walked out the house with 4-5 different things that you wasn't born with.
You ask the question, what are you hiding? You see them in the morning with that no makeup. Right. That's what they hide. Right.
But I want the person that I fell in love with.
Like booty face.
Right. I want the person that
I can't do it.
Behind that mask that you put on, I want that person.
But sometimes we put too much into beauty. Of course, you don't want.
I want the motherfucker behind the mask.
I want the whole spool. I want the soul. I want the. You got to be compatible with me.
Right, the person behind the mask.
I ain't gonna lie. It took. You got to be with me a long time to deal with Fred Potter. I ain't gonna lie, because I am a handful. I will treat my friends. Know everybody know. If you in my circle, and I'll do whatever I can for my friends. I don't care. Money. I ain't never tripped on money. I guess I'm the Joneses sometimes, but I'm not the Jones. I'm not. People try to keep up with me with as far as certain things. No, man, I just know how to have a good time. But you only live one time, right? You gotta have fun while you here, and don't penny pinch. When I went on vacation for 3 days, shit, me and little 10-year-old had a great time.
See, you was that uncle.
I was that uncle. Fred. We had a great time. Yes, adversity came upon us, but you gotta make that lemonade out of lemon.
You gotta. You made that youngster's day and weekend. He didn't have to want for anything.
And again, he came home with that $20 too. It was fun, man. I'm glad we had a chance to bond, and I'm glad everything worked out. But, sometimes questions have to be asked, and sometimes you don't want to ask.
Does that bother you if you don't ask it when it happens?
Well, it bothers me because sometimes the person you need to ask a question to, you can't approach, and you can't ask a question to.
You can't approach because they're unapproachable, or because the time isn't right?
Unapproachable.
Okay.
And that's not something that's easy to deal with. But you know what? In life, you keep pushing on. You want to break a chain of negativity. Family's family, dude. Family is family. Sometimes you got to step outside of your bullshit and let someone tell you, look at it this way. That's why I said, I'm glad to have a strong woman to let me see
a different perspective.
Your emotional bullshit sometimes can cost you.
Yeah, well, a lot of times you have to learn to remove emotion from a situation.
Right.
Remove emotion first, then deal with the situation. And if it calls for a little bit of emotion, you'll know. But when you mix emotion into it, you're not thinking rationally a lot of times. And I didn't learn that.
That sounds like Jerry Springer final thought of the day, dude. That's what like.
I had to learn that especially in show business. If you don't remove emotion from it, you'll put a gun in your mouth because you ain't gonna make everybody happy. Everybody
you can't. It's impossible.
Everybody ain't gonna like it. Some people gonna like it. Some people gonna love it. For everybody that don't like it, there's 2 people behind them that love it. I remember
Madonna said that. She said, if there's 100 people in the room, 99 people like me, I'm worried about that one.
Right.
I don't worry about that.
As artists, you will start worrying about that one instead of being happy with what you got.
Exactly.
And so we focus on what we don't have so much, we forget about what we do have. Well, you do have a fan base that do like you. So focus on that.
Focus on that.
And everything else will come. Take the good with the bad. If it's if the criticism pertains to you, then so be it. If it don't, move on.
But take that negative energy, chew it up, use it as fuel for positivity. That's what I do.
And sometimes it's hard, man.
And I got that quote from my brother Ray, my late brother Ray. Yes, I did, because it's true. You can't worry about the people that's negative. I don't mess with negative people.
Oh yeah, man. I can't help it. I had to cut a few people in the last couple of weeks based on some. I'm like, when you get older, you can read people better and understand what's going on because you've seen it before, and based off certain things that they might say or how they react to certain things, like, oh, I already know what your situation is.
Been there, done that.
And be on point. Be like, yeah, that's exactly what it was.
You already know.
Because that's why you answered that way. And instead of answering it this way and being calm and removing emotion from the situation, I still might fuck with you. But now you done responded and reacted in a way that I understand because I've been there before. But you didn't have to. You didn't have to do it that way. You could have
did it this way.
This way, and everything had been cool, copacetic.
I hate. Don't shoot from the hip.
Right.
Think things through. See things from another perspective. Sometimes it could be from a friend, could be from your spouse. But listen, you can't be right on every damn thing.
Young. I was young. I was young before I understand that. A lot of times
young knucklehead.
You're dealing with young people, and you got to remember you older, and but that's hard sometimes. It's like no. You just want it, but you gotta understand that use that young dummy too, and deal with it accordingly. It's just super hard sometimes.
Yeah, but that's all right though, man. We got to get our next bowling in maybe this weekend. Sometime.
Oh yeah, because I need it.
We got the holiday.
I'm getting fat. I need
it's
it.
not a holiday. It's a remembrance. This Memorial Day for the fallen soldiers. When it's not a holiday because it's not a time to cheer. It's a time for family to get together. Right. Remember the ones we lost. That's in the military. Both my father and my brother in the military section over at the Chapel Hill. So I'm gonna go pay my respects to them and what they do. They stop you at the entrance trying to get you to do. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to visit. Get away.
What?
Get away. I got my plans, got my flowers, do my thing, go from there, man. But anyway, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, I was impressed by last Saturday. It seemed like that was 3 weeks ago, but that was not even 7 days ago we did that shoot.
Yeah, it seemed like it was.
Yeah, that seemed like because I've been to California and back.
We did the rap party on Sunday. And,
how did that go?
It was pretty cool. We projected it onto a wall.
Right.
They have a downstairs nice theater set up, and so we projected it on the wall, man. And I rendered out a few scenes so everybody could see.
This is at Tyron's place?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is over
see, I call that brother Tyron.
Over one of the actresses' house.
Oh, the one y'all stayed at?
No.
Oh, no,
over
damn.
Another,
see all that love you got, man. You got about 3, 4, 5 different places.
Yeah, she. It was an area where we shot at, a house we used for the movie, and then downstairs they had a real nice theater set up. And I rendered out a few scenes and let everybody, because I really want, and that's really never done. Mm-hmm. Nobody really ever does.
But you
that.
So amped and hyped on it. You said, check this out.
Yeah, I wanted the cast and crew to see this.
See the process right now where you
not
at.
necessarily process, but see what we have created.
Right.
Because it's something special. And so that they would run and tell that, you know what I mean, and go out into the world, and they laughed. Oh, especially at the scene in the car.
Okay. The one you showed us.
That
was funny.
They was cracking up.
That was funny.
In every part, all the nuances, all that.
It's impressive because like my man, there was like one camera on that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
See, it's so much to it, man. So. Looking forward to it, man. I'm glad we got a chance to get this one in because I had a lot to talk about as far as this last trip. Just to let people know, sometimes you just got to let adversity happen for you to be positive. It was no negativity in the end. Everybody was cool. All this love that's going on, and that's what we need as black people. All people, to be honest with you, man. I ain't trying to be advocate for love, but sometimes you got to let people know. Sometimes you got to sweat small stuff and. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Pick your better battles.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Pick your better battles.
Don't sweat it.
I don't know.
Don't sweat the small stuff, little baby. Just forget it if you want to do some worry. Worry about something big. But
this on Sesame Street?
Don't sweat the small stuff. You got to bend a little like a twig.
It's all right to ride.
That's a camp song.
I didn't know nothing about that.
That's a camp song.
Like a commercial you just
did. When you said that, it was a trigger word.
Something, because you wanted to go stop till you finish that damn song.
Right, I can't stop.
Don't do it. No, okay. Anyway, this has been Just a Thought. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the people that gave us feedback. Thanks for the people that's been listening. SoundCloud is where you're going to check it out. This is number 9, I do believe.
The ninth one.
Number Nina.
In the Funk House.
Yeah,
Nina Ross.
Tell some friends. I don't know who we're going to have on here as our next guest, but we had to get one in on our own on this time. I'm going to learn this situation soon, but not yet. Not yet. My man's gonna be hanging with me for a while. Next time we're gonna let you know who won this bowling match. I ain't gonna lie, your ladies, she's smacking the foreheads on me.
No, she's doing
good, man.
She ought to beat me by 9 points.
I don't understand how I clam up when I bowl with her, but I kill you. I be smashing you. But last time I didn't even get 100. 3 games, not even 100.
Yeah, that game before that, it was totally different.
I was like, whatever. If this plane crashed, it just crashed. I don't care. I'm joking. It's been a good time, man. Thank you again for listening. This is Fred Potter.
Amaru.
Deuces.
Peace.
That was the right beat.